My name is Jaime Contreras, and this is
Megan Fluke, and we're the Silicon Valley Outreach Coordinators with Generation Engage. We'll be connecting you later on today with elected officials and community leaders so that you're directly a part of the decision-making process.
what the emphasis on today is, aside from connecting you to opportunities and resources in our community and in the Silicon Valley. It is to create a community action plan. What do you feel most passionately about? Because that's what we're going to take up. That's what we're going to convene the conversation on, which is what today is. See, Generation Engage is based on this principle that it's not that young people are apathetic, which we've all heard time and time again. It's not that we lack interest, but rather that we lack the access to the conversations.
There are things that affect you. It's that you lack access, and it's our jobs as outreach coordinators to provide you with the access so that you can have your voices heard.
And so I just want you to think, when you're going through the workshops, how can I create this? How can I bring this to my school? How can I bring this into my life? How can I participate directly after today and after the election? So it's about developing something for yourselves, but also for the community, because ultimately it's about creating informed citizens and informed voters.
Welcome, everybody. We're Head Rush. My name's Chago,
My name's Rosa.
and today we're celebrating you all. We're celebrating this democratic process that we're all a part of, and our power, our voice, and especially the youth. And one thing that we know and we understand is that young people like to do things differently, right? Right? All right. So let's get this started today by doing something hella different, by getting you out of your seats and onto the stage. So come on up.
What is one issue that you feel is essentially like the number one issue affecting youth today in Silicon Valley?
I don't really know much about issues here. I kind of do stuff on a more national scale.
I'm Andre. I also believe that education is the most important issue because better education leads to better jobs.
Like education, the inequality within, throughout the different districts. We're all schools in the state of California. Why would one district get more than the other?
This time, similar to the last question, but what do you think is the main issue of this election? What issue is going to make or break this election for the candidates that we have up for president?
Economy and how the money's spent and what it's going to be spent on.
For me,
Do we have a decision in the budget process?
At least from a liberal perspective, is that by interviewing militarily, you're creating destruction by the inherent nature of the military.
So we really want to like get these out there and throw them in the pot right away, because this is what we're really going to be exploring in these workshops and then when we make our action plan later this afternoon.
This program is about what can you do locally in your community. I want to talk mainly about what we in the Green Party do locally. Basically, we are not just an environmental party. One of our 10 key values is diversity. We are a peace party. We are an anti-war party.
Who here makes $27,000 a year? Of course not. You're students. You should go to school. That's your full-time job, right? But when you get out of school, you want to make at least that much money, and you will. You will make that much money. But just don't try to make that money in high-tax jurisdictions where they don't promote job growth, where they don't promote personal responsibility, and the government is more of a nanny state than a free market state. We have to have a free market state to survive in this global economy. I mean, again, like Warren said, you got to think globally, but act locally.
I think it's important that young folks participate in the political process and in decision making of our parties, and that goes a long ways. I serve on the endorsement committee for the party, and I get to support young progressive Democrats who are running for office. And
doing in this workshop was talking about the power of ideas that capture a community story, and that story is an expression of the ethical imaginations of the people in that community that draws them together in a unifying cause that transcends divisions. And that the power of new media, especially video and simulation combined, to take a context and have people analyze it and evaluate it, research it together, and place their identities in the way that we ascribe meaning to context, then would give us a new kind of springboard for imagining the future of cities, futures where people's identities are more deeply expressed.
Inform, convene, connect, act. Okay?
So the process of you gaining the experience of, calling your elected officials, of organizing an event, of fundraising, of event planning, of thinking outside the box, of strategizing on some of these public policy issues, which some of these are, and finding solutions on how to create a more equitable world or community. One more round of applause for you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of this Inform, Convene, Connect, Act workshop.
But the generation, the youth that were disenfranchised, they got together and they said, we will push forward. And when they did that, they saw that it worked. I think that is going to be the thing. That is the protest that's going to be for the future, is getting together, exercising the right to vote. You don't have to go out to get beat up about it. Just get everyone motivated, get them to the polls, and get them to vote, and they can have an effect.
One of the things that Generation Engage, like we mentioned before, is based on is the idea that we don't lack interest, but we lack access to meaningful conversations and dignifying our voice in such a way that our ideas and our creativity are being recognized. And that's what today is all about, is about recognizing your creativity and your ability to think outside the box, but also think within the box.